I found some of the best keto influencers out there with some of the best recipes, and I am transitioning that into an easy to follow keto meal plan for you to get some ideas to help you with this lifestyle. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley Salvatore. If you are new here, the content that's about to be unleashed and launched on you on this channel to help you stay on track to your goals and really crush it with keto is going to blow your mind. I'm not going to be talking about supplements in this video. If you're wondering what type of supplements I suggest, you can see the daily keto routine videos on this channel and you can learn more about what I do in my day. Today we're going to be talking about just the food, and the way that I break this down, if you're new here and you're new to these type of videos, break it down into 3 meals. But if you're doing 2 meals a day, just drop out that first meal, okay? And if you're doing 1 meal a day, just make a larger portion of one of the meals and just do that as your 1 meal. So today what I'm going to do is take some of my absolute favorite keto influencers and we're going to create a meal plan out of their recipes. You're going to see on these slides the foods that are included in all of these recipes. You're going to want to screenshot that because that's your grocery list, okay? It's so simple, and I'm going to just make this the easiest thing you've ever seen ever and give you some really great ideas. Number 1, if you like your keto dirty, and I'm talking about dirty, then you're going to really love Keto Snacks, because this guy is just, he has the dirtiest keto around.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I found myself on one of his live videos and I just couldn't take my eyes off it, to be honest. It was like so entertaining, and actually like a few minutes in I'm like, why am I watching this? I had to ask myself, why am I watching this? And there's so many people on there just like watching this guy make this food, and his love affair with his recipes it's great. It's so entertaining, and also he has the best dry humor that I have ever seen. Like, he's hilarious. He's so funny. Keto Snacks, we are taking a look at 3 of his recipes and we're turning it into a day of keto food. If you've watched my last video, you know if you're doing OMAD, just do 1 of these meals in your day. Typically you want to add some veggies in there though. And if you're doing 2 MAD, you're going to just drop out the first meal and you're going to start your meal at noon and end at 7. I explained more in my last video, so you're definitely going to want to check that out after this for the details on exactly how to do this and how to follow this. But for today's video, we're breaking it right down and we are starting right now. So here we go with Keto Snacks. And we've got for breakfast a chocolate hazelnut ravioli. And so what we're using here is a low carb wrap, sugar-free hazelnut spread, butter, and powdered sweetener. This is a great idea. I really tried to bring in some other breakfast ideas besides eggs because it's so easy to get into that egg rush. This is a great idea to make these chocolate hazelnut raviolis. There's different types of hazelnut spreads. You could use the one he used. I know there's another one. I think there's a monk fruit one out there. You can grab it on Amazon. Really super simple, and you can just use the powdered erythritol sweetener. I like the Swerve brand. For noon, we're going to do a turkey club wrap. So he used a cheese wrap for these, and that's where I wanted to add this in here because I thought it was so brilliant to use a cheese wrap. They sell them these big cheese wraps. I don't know if you've ever seen them before, but they sell them these large cheese wraps. You add some lettuce, you add some tomato, some bacon, some turkey. You fold this bad boy up into like a quesadilla or quesadilla if we are using Keto Snacks language, and squirting some mayonnaise on there. And then that makes a really easy, really simple meal number 2. For meal number 3, 7 p.m. sausage cabbage Alfredo. When I found this, I was like, oh yeah, I have a family and this just makes so much sense to be making casseroles, and this type of casserole dish is super easy, super simple, and looks really good. So you're just gonna need some butter, some cabbage, some heavy cream, cream cheese, salt, pepper, and garlic, sausage. You can use summer sausage or really any type of sausage that you prefer, as well as bacon and Parmesan cheese. So this just really gets thrown together very nicely and very easily, and this one looks amazing. So that's really simple for our day 1 of just using Keto Snacks as an example. But he's got he's on Instagram, he's on TikTok, I don't think he's on YouTube, but he might be. He's amazing. I really like him, and if you're watching this right now, great job. And number 2, we're talking about Myra from low carb love. You probably, if you're doing keto, you know who she is. Everyone knows who she is if you do keto. Come on, you can't escape her. She's everywhere. She's on Instagram, she's on YouTube, she's on TikTok, she's everywhere. She's everywhere, 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 because she makes some of the best recipes. She does. She makes some incredible recipes, easy to follow recipes. And so I made a meal plan out of 3 recipes that I found that I think would be just absolutely incredible. So I wanted to share it with you guys. A little bit of a background on Myra. She is engaged to someone who I think hit the jackpot, seriously. Donnie, he hit the jackpot. She's like 30, I think she's like 34, 35 years younger than him, and they met at the gym. This is proof that sometimes you need to be persistent in life to get what you want, and nothing is impossible for anyone. No goal is too big for anyone. You can do anything in this world. Myra, we got our breakdown of our day here. 8 a.m. we're doing a keto French toast. And for this, now you're going to see, this is not a single serving. So the ingredients I have here makes multiple servings. For serving sizes, this is how you know how much your serving size needs to be. You want to be eating enough until you are full. The difference with keto foods is you really can't binge eat on keto foods. And if you do, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. But you're not going to be binge eating on keto foods every single meal. You just need to follow your body's lead with serving sizes. Be mindful of it. Like how many servings, like, okay, let's say you make these keto French toast for breakfast. Okay, let's say you make that. And let's say you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna have like 4 sticks of these, but then you get through that and you're still hungry. First things first, I want you to drink like a whole glass of water after you eat that, because sometimes we need volume in our stomach, and when you drink water like after you eat the food, it like expands in your stomach. It creates more volume. Whereas if you try drinking water before the food, it doesn't do that because there's no food in your stomach yet, and it just kind of like goes like straight through you, sort of. And so my recommendation would be drink like a full glass of water and then have some more after that until you're full. Like for me, I need to be really full. Like I need to be full. I don't know if any of you guys are like that, but this probably led to me being overweight and why I needed to lose the 60 pounds, but I need to feel full. I cannot eat like a rabbit. I just cannot. That's okay. Like, and that's why I love keto. The food is more rich and it's more calorie dense. And so that's where adding in a lot more salads in there is helpful. But it's not like eating low fat or low calorie where you're looking at your portion sizes and you're counting calories, because you're not doing that with this. And what's going to happen is after the first 2 weeks, you're gonna start being hungrier less, and that's typically when people will start losing that first meal and just eating the last 2 meals. And so that's very common, but it might not happen for you like that, and that's okay. It's all right for you to have the 3 meals, and that's why I'm breaking it down into 3 meals, even though a lot of people will just do 1 meal, some people will do 2, some people will do 3, and you're following your body's lead. You are not gonna overeat. You're just not. Like after maybe the first like 3 days, you might overeat, but that's okay. You're gonna make it up later on as things adjust and as you get a little bit more comfortable with this lifestyle and your body's used to maybe higher calories and higher and lower carbs and higher fat. So for our first meal with this keto French toast, we're making, it's multiple servings here, okay? So just use your judgment. Look what she has here for a serving. 1, 2, 3, 4, it looks like 4 or 5, looks like 5 sticks, and then she's got some strawberries there, okay? So we're talking 8 eggs, half a cup of melted butter, 4 ounces of melted cream cheese, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 1/4 cup of sweetener, a 1/4 cup of cinnamon, butter, monk fruit syrup. I added the monk fruit syrup in there. I don't know what kind she's using, but I really like the Lakanto maple syrup. And then for noon, buffalo chicken stuffed peppers. Okay, so you're taking some sweet bell peppers or sweet peppers and some shredded chicken, which you can get in a can, or you can shred yourself, or you can even grab like a rotisserie chicken, and some mayonnaise, some cream cheese, some buffalo sauce, cheddar, cilantro, and you are making the filling. You're adding this to these peppers and you're baking that and you're drizzling it with some buffalo sauce. You can even dip this in some ranch if you want. Really good. And again, eat until you're satisfied. I would probably have like 4 of these and then I would drink some water, and then if you're still hungry, add a couple more, right? All right, 7 p.m. Big Mac tacos. What's your favorite fast food? I love McDonald's Big Macs. Like McDonald's Big Macs are on my list. My mom, funny story, she might kill me for saying this, but my mom says she will be buried with McDonald's French fries in her casket with her. Don't judge, guys. Don't judge. She loves food as much as me. So there's that. Okay, so Big Mac tacos. Let's make some keto Big Mac. It's really simple. We get some ground beef, some seasoning, cheese, keto tortilla, lettuce, onions, pickles, and then the sauce for this is mayonnaise. Here's the special sauce. Mayonnaise, mustard, and then we're adding sugar-free ketchup, and then pickles, onion powder, and vinegar. Okay, so we're gonna mix that up and we're gonna make our sauce, and then you can literally, you're gonna make these tacos and you're gonna be like, where have these tacos been all my life? This is what I can imagine with these tacos. I absolutely love McDonald's. Notice I don't have any snacks in these daily examples, and that's because it's better if your goal is fat loss to not be grazing, to not be snacking, but to have larger meals and not snack in between, because you want to minimize the insulin spikes, because insulin is a fat storing hormone. So ideally you want to try not to snack in between. And so that's where there are no snacks here. I suggest drinking at least 100 ounces of water throughout your day. This may seem totally obvious to you, and you've heard this a million times. There's not a single weight loss or fat loss book in the world that doesn't say drinking enough water is important for reaching your goals, and there's a reason for that. Okay, so I'm going to recommend that everyone drinks at least 100 ounces of water, at least, which seems like a lot, but it's just 3 36-ounce shaker cups that you could focus on as your goal. Because a lot of times we think we're hungry when we're really thirsty, and most people are dehydrated. And so if you feel like you need to snack or you want to snack, or that you're tired when you're doing keto, most likely you are thirsty. Try that first. Try getting in that 100 ounces, and I can almost guarantee you your urge to snack and your hunger is going to go away within a few days, because you are balancing out and you're adding in more hydration. Next up, we got Janelle. Janelle, we are breaking down 3 of her very easy meals into a day of keto foods. Now here we have 8 a.m. morning example. This is really creative. I really like this idea. It's an everything bagel wrap. Janelle is really big on TikTok. I didn't really see her on the other platforms, but she might be. But the everything bagel wrap is so smart. So she just took a low carb wrap. She spread cream cheese over that and everything but the bagel seasoning, and then she took some sliced ham. She put some ham on there and she wrapped this up. And you can use really any type of lunch meat that you prefer. Just be careful that your ham doesn't have honey in it, okay? Wrap that up, and she swears this everything but the bagel wrap tastes like a bagel. Also, you could do like smoked salmon and some capers and make it like a Lux wrap. That's an idea that just came to me. That would actually be really good too. And then for noon, we're doing buffalo cauliflower wings. You know me and my buffalo wing obsession. So now we're taking some cauliflower and we're making that into some wings. And we're doing that by taking a pound of cauliflower, 1 1/4 cup of almond flour, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, a teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk, 1 cup of Frank's Red Hot, and 2 tablespoons of butter. And we are making this. Now you can do it in the oven or you can do it in the air fryer, whichever you prefer. The air fryer is going to make it more crispy for sure, but these get coated and they get like either like baked or air fried. And you can pair this with some ranch or some blue cheese, whichever you prefer. But this is a great idea, and this is a great way to get in additional vegetables into your day. For 7 p.m. we're doing tuna cakes. I love this. I would actually pair this with a side salad, and on that side salad I'd probably put some sliced onions on there, and I would do a dressing out of olive oil and maybe some lemon juice. We are doing a can of tuna, a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt or sour cream, chopped bell pepper, garlic, paprika, onion powder, lemon juice, 1 egg, and Parmesan cheese. And we're making that into cakes, and we are eating those cakes. That's just absolutely amazing. You can do that with like some tartar sauce, homemade tartar sauce, or just some mayonnaise on the side of that and some additional lemon juice on there. So good. Okay, our next influencer that we are doing here is Low Carb State of Mind. This girl's got some fire going with her recipes. She's impressive. I really loved, I love watching her TikToks and her videos and getting some great ideas from her. So 8 a.m. breakfast, we're doing an inside out omelet. That's what she calls it. And this is going to be by taking mozzarella, putting the mozzarella in the pan first, and then doing it inside out. So doing it backwards. And then we're scrambling up 2 eggs. We're putting some bacon in the middle, some jalapenos, salt and pepper, and topping this with some salsa, some sour cream on top. Really super easy and very good. And this gives you kind of like a crunch to it, which is great. A lot of people miss that crunch when they start doing keto. Next up for noon, we're doing stuffed mushrooms, okay? These look so good. So we're doing, it looks so easy. So we're just taking the mushrooms, we're pulling out the caps, we're taking the caps off the base, and then we're chopping up some spinach, a block of cream cheese, some minced garlic, garlic powder, hot sauce, mozzarella, throwing these bad boys together, baking them. You could probably do them in the air fryer as well. And then these are gonna make a really great meal that, again, it looks like a small amount of food. However, it's so calorie dense when you're doing keto, and this is a great example of something that you can have. And you know, I'd probably have like 5 or 6 of these. 7 p.m. meal, a chicken crust pizza. I don't know if you guys knew this, but you can actually make pizza crust out of chicken. It's crazy. And it's so simple. So we're doing a pound of ground chicken, 2 eggs, half a cup of Parmesan, bagel. Sorry, what's on my mind? Basil, salt and pepper, buffalo sauce, mozzarella, onions, red onions, dried chives, and we're making this amazing chicken crust pizza that's so easy. Christie's Keto Lifestyle up next, and we are making some berry crepes for meal number 1, mozzarella sticks for meal number 2, and a pizza bowl for meal number 3. So we've got a great recipe here for berry crepes that's so genius. And if you made my keto lasagna, which I also use these same egg wraps, the crepini egg wraps, if you made that from my last video, then you have some of those on hand anyway, and you can make these crepes. And it's such a great, brilliant idea. I can't believe I never thought of this. So basically we're just gonna take we're gonna make the filling out of vanilla extract, some cream cheese, heavy cream, some keto confectioner's sugar, and we are going to use the egg wraps. We're gonna wrap those up. We are going to pan fry those, and we are gonna make some crepes. If you missed crepes, here you go. This is so smart. And we're also gonna need some butter and whatever berries that you prefer, that you like, and a keto chocolate sauce. So simple, so easy, and a great way to get rid of just having eggs all the time, which I know we can get into that easy rut. We saw that in my last video. It can become a rut. For anyone watching this who's like, okay, this is not a lot of food, you need to understand the perspective of the ketogenic low carb high fat lifestyle. It's less food because there is like more calorie density in the amount of food that you eat in a smaller portion, but also you're gonna stay fuller longer on less, just because it's so satiating and it's so rich. For number 2, our mozzarella sticks, we are taking mozzarella sticks, you get in the grocery store, you get in a big pack, slicing those in half, and we are just literally mixing that up with an egg, some pork rinds, ranch seasoning, rolling that in there, cooking these. You can do them in the air fryer, you can pan fry them, you can cook them in the oven. Big important thing, I think, is freezing them first so that the mozzarella is frozen and doesn't melt everywhere. That slows down the cooking process in the center. And then dipping that in some low carb marinara. I like the Victorias or the Rayos. And then for 7 p.m., pizza bowl. This is such a great idea. This is so easy and simple. And again, how did I not think of this? It's like so smart. It's just taking some low carb marinara, some mozzarella, some pepperoni, some mushrooms, some Parmesan cheese, some feta or ricotta, or some mozzarella, like fresh mozzarella. And you can also add additional veggies to this. Whatever you would like as a topping for your pizza, you could make in this, and you can bake it. And you don't need any sort of crust, right? You don't need a crust. You can just eat it right out of the pan like this. And actually, I wish the restaurants would put this on their menu. Like, how amazing would that be if like Domino's had this on their menu, right? It would just make life so easy from these pizza place perspectives. If you are ordering pizza and there was a pizza bowl there, and there might be some available now. If there are, put it in the comments. I would love to know which restaurants make pizza bowls like this, because that would be so cool. Real balanced. This girl's got some incredible, insane recipes. They're very in-depth. She does have blog posts along with all of her recipes that break down how to make everything. You'll notice the ingredients on this one is very detailed, because she's very detailed. A lot of times you don't necessarily need to know the exact measurements of something, especially if you're making this an easy lifestyle. It's just like These are the ingredients, throw it together. With keto, it typically works, but if you're baking something, you do need exact measurements. But I'll tell you, as an example here, we're gonna start with these low carb cream puff Chaffles. So if you can take these exact measurements and you can put this together, you can make these Chaffles and make this cream filling, and that's a great breakfast idea. And you pretty much need to know you have 2 tablespoons of this or like half a teaspoon of that. But then for noon, for our lunch, our creamy mushroom and bacon skillet, in this example, you don't necessarily need to know exactly how much of each thing. It's helpful to put in perspective how much you used in the recipe, but if you've got butter, you got bacon, you've got the mushrooms, you've got the chicken stock, you've got the Italian seasoning, you can just throw this together and eyeball things. I do it all the time and it's gonna come out great. And just taste it along the way. If it seems like it needs more Parmesan, needs to get a little bit thicker, you add a little bit more there, but she does have the measurements broken down really nicely. So that's why it looks a little bit involved, but don't let it overwhelm you guys. Don't get overwhelmed by the numbers, okay? You can just throw it together and just make this creamy mushroom bacon skillet for your lunch. It makes a lot, so you'll be able to have extra to be able to have it even for dinner that night, or you can have it another day for lunch. And this is something that you could also freeze, I'm sure. This looks very easy to freeze. 7 p.m. loaded broccoli, cauliflower casserole. This is the same deal, right? You can just take these ingredients. You don't necessarily have to measure everything out per measurement, but if you like the measurements, it's there for you and you can make this incredible casserole. I'm a mom. I love casseroles. I love a good casserole. Casseroles make life so simple and so easy because you can make a lot of it and you can have some leftover for the next day. And so that's where I just love casseroles. And so this casserole, this loaded broccoli cauliflower casserole, right up my alley, so perfect, so good. Next up, Lori Monagold. She has some great recipes, amazing, amazing recipes on her TikTok, also on her Instagram. And so we're starting with 8 a.m. low carb peanut butter and jelly waffles. And this is very simple. You're taking some low carb protein powder, some low sugar peanut butter, an egg, diced strawberries, sugar-free whipped cream, sugar-free syrup. I like the Lakanto maple syrup, the sugar-free one, the monk fruit one. And you're making this into some waffles. You can also get some frozen keto waffles that I found at Costco that I was blown away by because I actually made them and I was expecting them to taste like cardboard, like almond flour cardboard, which happened to me when I actually made this exact same brand and I made it myself and I was like, this is not worth it. It's too much effort and it doesn't taste good. These I'm sure taste amazing by making them, but if you're just looking for a really quick and easy alternative, you can just get those frozen waffles. I don't know if they have them anywhere else other than Costco, but I'll pop it right here so you can see what they look like. Look out for those because I'm telling you, they're legit. They're so legit. And so noon, we've got some avocado egg rolls. You know the ones from Cheesecake Factory? Yes. That's what we're making here. It's a dupe on the avocado egg rolls from the Cheesecake Factory. We're taking 3 avocados, sliced red onions, cilantro, sun-dried tomatoes, cut a carb flatbread. You probably could also use the Mission brand low carb bread as well, wraps. But if you can find the cut a carb, you might as well try that. Lime juice and some ranch to dip that in. And okay, 7 p.m. a buffalo chicken bake. I love anything buffalo. You guys know that about me. But we're taking cauliflower florets, cream cheese, ranch seasoning, rotisserie chicken, Frank's Red Hot, butter, a brown sweetener. So it's like a keto brown sugar sweetener, a jalapeno, 15 cups of shredded cheese, ranch dressing, dried chives, and we are making this very easy meal for dinner. And so here's an example of an incredible day. So next up, guys, get ready, get your screenshot fingers ready, because in my last video you asked me for a breakdown of kind of like a grocery list of the foods that I shared with you. And since we just did a week of keto foods, right, an entire week, which you could make, I condensed this and took all of the ingredients from all of these different meals. And you know, some people, because they were repeated multiple times, right? Like someone said called for an egg, another one called for an egg, a few others called for some eggs. So I just condensed it so you can see if you were to follow this exact meal plan, you were gonna make all of these recipes for an entire week straight. You can screenshot this image And this is your grocery list, okay? So it's breaking it down between like the spices, the seasonings, the dairy, the meats, the fish, the baked goods, the veggies and fruit and condiments. It is possible I missed something here or there. I do not have exact measurements on every single thing, but if you're looking at these meals, you screenshotted every single one of these 7 slides, right? So it's in your phone, and you can take a look at what you're making, what you want to make. Just look over things to make sure you have enough of each ingredient. I mean, a lot of this stuff you guys have on hand already. I know that because I have a lot of this stuff on hand, like the vanilla extract, obviously, it's something we all have. Almond flour. If you're doing keto, you probably have almond flour, right? So there's a lot of things on this list. I know it looks like a very intense list for like a week of food, but there's a lot of staples on this list that are gonna last you well beyond a week, right? Like your Frank's Red Hot sauce as an example, your mayonnaise, your vinegar, all of those things. Hopefully this video helped you break it all down, give you some incredible ideas, even if you don't make any of these recipes. My hope for you is that you got some great ideas in how to implement this lifestyle into your life. It can be so flexible. And also, I hope I opened your mind up to some new people that maybe you didn't even know about, or keto influencers or whatever that are out there that are creating these incredible recipes. I'm not a chef, right? I make food that I like, and I just bring together different ideas and different recipes that I think would be incredible to make. And as you saw in these slides, I was doing 3 meals, right? There's no snacking in between. However, if you do snack in between those meals, it's not the end of the world. It's okay. Give yourself some flexibility, right? This is a lifestyle that your goal should be to follow this long term. A snack here or there isn't going to kill you, and that's okay, right? If you guys enjoyed this, if you want more of these to give you some ideas, put it in the comments below. Just share this with your friends, hit that like button. If you have a keto influencer that you are obsessed with that makes some amazing foods that you would love to see their meals made into a daily meal plan, put it in the comments below. And I picked out the next video you're gonna wanna check out next, my 20 days of keto meals. You're gonna wanna watch that one next, and YouTube thinks you wanna watch this one next.